What the hell? What's going on?
Where are you jamming?
Dude. Ma'am. Excuse me. Ma'am. Ma'am, you can't be here. Let's give Wanda a round of applause and welcome to Rise and Shine. All right, so there's our beginning. I told you the kids want to watch that. See, my brain is like a second grader. Everything I can think of that's silly, I like to do. So there you go. So we're welcome to Rise and Shine. We're going to learn all about sleep and stuff. All right, our mission. Okay, what's the mission of this office, guys? It's to empower everyone to live a healthy life naturally. Our goal is to not succumb to the typical medical system, which is drug and pills and waiting for sickness and trying to recover. We're trying to prevent and keep people healthy indefinitely. Make sense? Now, the whole idea, what we've got to accomplish is to actually do something, okay? And that's change your mind. Why is Mac's mind more important than nervous system and chiropractic? It seems like my chiropractic office should be number one, right? Why is it number two?
Think is what you get.
What you think is what you get. So we've got to make sure the problem is we are stuck in something. We have to deprogram your brains because you guys have been programmed. You've been programmed for years from our culture to create that environment. So we got to change some things, all right? So what is deprogramming? Let's do some examples of programming. Okay, you ready? Let's test you guys and see how you do. 15 minutes could save you 15%. Anybody? Geico commercial. Wow, how'd you know that? Okay, how about this one? Just do it. Nike. Look at you guys are amazing, right? And you guys all studied this, right? You studied it? Is that what happened? How about this one? Here's the little older one. The quicker picker upper. Nice try. That's Bounty, the quicker picker upper. Okay? But do you see what's happened? You have been programmed to think a certain way. And so we have to deprogram you. And how do we deprogram your brain? Seminars, YouTube channel, dinner programs. You have to know what's happening. Listen to the commercials on television. You can recite some of the stuff that's on the radio, and you didn't study it, but it's been stuck in your brain, so we've got to change it. Repetitive memory formation. Repetition strengthens neural pathways, a principle known as Hebbian learning. Okay? Neurons learn, and they grow. And so the similar exposure to a message increases what's called salience, which is your memorability, okay? And then we subconsciously walk into the grocery store, oh, Bounty, the quicker picker upper, and you grab a Bounty. Okay, you walk into the store, I like Nike, and you didn't even know anything, but you've been programmed to like those things. So we have to learn how to deprogram your body as it relates to health and wellness, because you've been programmed just like the commercials on television, all the drug commercials, right? You see them all the time, don't you? You're like, oh, that dumb commercial. Next thing you know, you're like, I should probably try that Advil, try that Aleve. Maybe I should do that antidepressant or whatever it is, right? Because that's what we learn. So you're going to be empowered today to learn what is sleep and why do we sleep. We're going to talk about what causes sleep problems and, most important, some strategies that you guys can apply to transform the way you sleep. Fair enough? All right, so we're going to make for an excellent holiday season. Sleep problems, not a big deal. Only 50 to 70 million people have sleep problems. 1 in 3 people, that's 1 in 3. So in this room, look around. 1/3 of this room is going to have a sleep problem. And 40%, look at this, 40% of adults fall asleep throughout the day. You're just sitting there and you randomly fall asleep. Wonderful, especially if you're driving. See the challenge? So we've got to make sure we're getting good. Now, again, I always talk about sleep like time. It's not just time, it's quality as well. We're going to talk about both. Okay? Now, I can't put it any other way than this. Lack of sleep causes disease. It does. Okay? It causes wonderful things like a weakened immunity. So the lack of sleep causes cancer, heart disease, stroke, Alzheimer's, diabetes, insulin resistance, obesity, and depression. So you walk into your medical office, they run a test and find you have diabetes. The first thing they ask you is about your sleep habits, right? Oh, you have cancer? How you sleeping? What do? They pull out their pad, they write a script, or they schedule you for a procedure. You see the challenge in this? Because there's no thought to sleep. And everybody, come to the sleep program. Oh, I sleep fine. Yeah, you've got adrenal collapse, so you collapse in your bed and you never recover. Things that you don't think about. But that's why you need to come and learn always. Ready? 9 signs. You're irritable and moody. Anybody in this room irritable and moody, especially around the holiday season? Anybody or just me? Okay. Are you unable to focus and remember things? You think you have dementia and Alzheimer's because you're so exhausted. Okay. Your blood pressure starts to increase from a hormone called aldosterone, which damages your adrenal glands, and that affects the way you sleep. Okay? You frequently get colds because it jacks with your immune system. You're sleeping late on the weekends. Your blood sugar starts creeping up. That's all tied to adrenals again. Can't shed those extra pounds. You consume caffeine just to get through your day. You can't stop hitting the snooze button. Anybody in the room? Anybody? Yeah, it's all of us, isn't it? It's 1 in 3 at least. And if it's not, you need to make sure it doesn't become you. Okay, and remember, it's not about just the quality, the duration, it's the quality of the sleep we have to hit as well. All right, so what do we got? Now, here's an interesting study that they did that shows that lack of sleep eats your brain. Literally eats your brain, shrinks your brain up. It eats the neurons that are actually connect the brain together. So how does this work? Okay, so let's talk about it. Now, inside of our brain are cells called glial cells. Okay, now there's 2 types of glial cells. You got what are called the microglial cells. This is your immune system of the brain. All right, it is the garbage collector. It picks up garbage and loads it up. Got it? So the microglial is the garbage collector. The astrocytes are the pruners, the gardeners. Because here's what happens when you have a thought. Okay, gosh, I love that red sweater. That is fabulous. My brain went and made a connection to the other brain. Now I have a memory. Okay? Now, I'm going to leave this program tonight and probably never remember that again. What's going to happen? The gardener's going to go snip, and that memory's lost. Okay? So how do we develop these long-term, long-standing memories? Good, like the quicker picker-upper for you. Okay? Right? Or other things that we really don't want in our brains. But here's what happens to us. Okay, there's a lake over on that side of the clinic. Okay, I'm on this side, and there's all kinds of trees and foliage and everything until I get there. So how am I going to get there? In the beginning, it's going to be hard, right? I have to like hatch it and slash through, right? And we get through, and there's like a little tiny path. Now, if I don't walk that path again, snip, because they don't think it's important. But I think it's important. I want to go to that lake multiple times. You start walking that path, and it becomes more relevant. You can see it. Oh, there's a path right there. Then what happens? You really want to make that connection, and then it becomes more of maybe a single track. You're riding a motorcycle through there, okay? And then it's 2-track. Maybe a quad starts going through. Next thing you know, we really want some connections. It becomes a dirt road. Then they pave it. Then they build houses around the thing. They put some boats on the lake. Before you know it, they got all the commerce and a huge connection. And your job is to now, I know how to get to the lake. Just like the neurons, you've now developed a long-term memory, whether you want it or not. Because everybody knows how to spell relief, right? Old people, what is it? R-O-L-A-I-D-S, Rolaids, right? And that was a zillion years ago. Okay, how about you really old people like me? Winston tastes good like a
Cigarette should.
That was on advertising on television when they allowed cigarette advertising on television. And you guys can quote it like it just happened. Because your neural pathways are solid for that. What a waste of brain power, right? Isn't that crazy? Okay, now you disrupt your sleep. Here comes the problem. The microglial system, okay, this is your garbage guy, okay, you end up with neurodegenerative problems because the garbage collector can't pick up the garbage and get it out of your brain. Okay, so that's not pretty. Okay, the astrocytes normally want to clear out and tidy up unwanted memories. Now it starts going, oh, what's the name of your child again? Cut. Where do I live? Cut. What's this called? Alzheimer's, dementia. And it's frustrating as crap. You ever been around somebody with dementia? It's so sad. That's the one disease that scares me the most, because I rely a lot on this guy right here for you guys and me and everybody else. We have to make sure we're protecting our brains, okay? So we got to make sure we're sleeping, just if nothing else, for our brains, okay? So notice what's happening. During sleep is when most of the metabolic waste is cleared. When we're awake, you're building up poison throughout the day. All right? So you're using the brain, you're building up these poisons, and then when you sleep in a healthy way, it releases that poison and gets it out of there. Okay? Who's heard of the lymphatic system in our bodies? Okay? The lymph system is basically the sewer. That's where all the poison goes and it's dumped into the sewer. Who's heard of lymphocytes? What's a lymphocyte? It's a white blood cell, the type of white blood cell that lives in the lymph system, because where do bacteria, worms, parasites, and all the icky stuff like to live? In the sewer. So the lymphocytes kill all that to protect you. How does lymph get out of your body?
Running.
Movement. That's how it gets called lymphatic flow. Right? You follow? So the heart pumps the blood, and then the blood uses it, starts building up poison, starts to leak into the sewer. And then once it's in the sewer, to get it out, you got to exercise. You got to move your body to pump that out. Now, why am I talking about that? Because everybody knows what the lymphatic system is and lymphatic flow, but what's the glymphatic system? Anybody? Nobody ever heard of it. You know what it is? It's the lymph system for your brain. Okay? This is what pumps, this is what happens. Glymphatic flow. It flows the poison out of the body. Glymphatic flow that happens during sleep. All right? So literally what it does, guys, is you throw in the toilet and it flushes the toilet for you and eliminates all that poison. Yes? Who wants some good glymphatic flow? Anybody? Just me? Yes? We like lymphatic. Say it. Everybody say glymphatic flow.
Lymphatic flow.
Say it again.
Lymphatic
Say it again.
flow.
It's hard to say, isn't it? Don't make fun of me. Lymphatic flow. All right, but the question is, what is beta amyloid and tau proteins? Anybody know what that is? That's it. That's the toxic buildup because your lymphatic flow stops, and you build up tau proteins, and all this poison builds up, and you develop Alzheimer's, and you start pruning the big connections like the one to the lake, or the one to your house, or the one to your children. We got to make sure we're getting adequate sleep, if nothing else, for our brains, as I said. Okay, a couple facts on sleep. Women need a little bit more than men. Okay, females get into REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep, quicker than men. Okay, females are more likely to experience insomnia. Men, sleep apnea. Okay, and females develop something called adenosine stress. Okay, we're going to learn about adenosine in a second. But adenosine stress occurs in females, and they end up in REM sleep quicker than men. All right? So just some fun-filled facts. But let's talk about time and sleep. All right? Who knows that babies need more sleep? Anybody? Of course they do, right? You always see the baby sleeping again. All they do is sleep, eat, and poop. That's pretty much all babies do. I never enjoyed babies much. I like it when they get a little older, when they're more fun, you throw them around and stuff. Okay? And you get progressively less need for sleep until you get older, and then you need a little bit more. Okay? But the typical timeline is about 7 to 8 hours of sleep. All right? That would be a good type of sleep. Now, this is important. We go through this cycle multiple times throughout the night. Light sleep, you're relaxed, drowsy, but still could be woken up quite easily. You're kind of dozing off, but you kind of, that early stuff, right? Then you cycle into deep sleep. Your core temperature drops, the heart rate stops, and you start breathing slowly. It starts activating the parasympathetic system. Then what happens? You get into rapid eye. That's when emotional well-being recovers and rejuvenates the body, and you cycle through as many times you need to make that happen. So what about the astrocytes and all the other stuff, the microglial system we talked about? That's where the glymphatic, so that's the process right here. This is when you get the glymphatic flush. That's when all that poison flushes out of your body. Okay? Then what happens? You transition into REM sleep right here, and that's when the memories are consolidated. You process all the thoughts throughout the day, and then you have your dream state. And then you cycle back into light sleep and keep cycling through. And the more you cycle through it, the healthier you wake up and feel refreshed. So our goal is to do what? Make this happen. Okay? Now, our daily cycle, our circadian rhythm, all right? First thing in the morning, we wake up. Cortisol peaks at 7 a.m. Okay, what does cortisol cause? Now, I'm going to talk about this a little bit, but what does cortisol cause according to the science? High cortisol causes increase in what? Okay, it's a stress hormone, very good, but causes sugar. Okay, now that's what they say. They say high cortisol causes increase in sugar levels in the body. Okay, now I don't disagree, but I don't agree. Okay, I think it's the other way around. Who's heard of what's that stuff they inject into tendons and they inject into your hip? What? Cortisol. Cortisone, excuse me. Cortisol and cortisone are the same molecule. What does cortisone do? It's an anti-inflammatory. No, but see now but you understand what you're saying. You're quoting what they're saying. But my theory is this: the elevated sugar that's created causes cortisol to go up because sugar is inflammatory. It's trying to protect you, just like cortisone decreases inflammation when you inject it. Kind of interesting, right? No one's ever studied that. They always just say cortisol causes sugars to go up. Well, how about if sugar goes up causing cortisol to go up? Because it's trying to protect you from the poison of inflammation. Just Dr. Ray's side theory. So hang on that for a while. Feel free to research it and bring it back to me. Anyway, cortisol, high in the mornings. Sugar is high. Why would you have high cortisol? Why do you have high stress first thing in the morning when you wake up? You just went to bed. All I do is sleep. Why
Remember all the stress from the night before.
Not even close. Okay, what are you doing? What are you doing through the night? Are you eating or not eating?
No.
So you're starving. By the time you wake up in the morning, the brain goes, you better wake up and have some food or you're going to die. So what does it do? It raises sugar levels. And what occurs? Boing. You ever try this? See these kids run around? Give them some Skittles tonight and watch what happens. Okay? High sugar, right? They're going to be buzzing like crazy kids, right? So that's what happens. The sugar wakes us up. Follow? So sugar's high, cortisol is high. Then what happens? About mid-morning, we have the highest level of alertness. Then we have noon. Then we have the best coordination about middle of the afternoon. Highest strength about 5 p.m. Blood pressure starts to raise in the evening hours. Okay? Then melatonin starts to go up, which makes you sleepy. And then what happens? You drift off into night land. Then you go into deep sleep. Body temperature drops. You sleep through the night, go through that 3 cycle multiple times over and over again until you get where? Healthy and wake up and go through it again next day. This is the normal circadian rhythm. Okay? That's what we want. So what happens to your melatonin? So first thing in the morning, okay, when you wake up, cortisol is high. And by the way, cortisone and melatonin are opposites of each other. Okay? When cortisol is high, melatonin should be low, and when melatonin is high, cortisol should be low. Make sense? So first thing in the morning, you have high cortisol, high sugar. Where's melatonin? In the tank, because you want to be awake. Then what happens? You go through your day. About 3 o'clock in the afternoon, melatonin and cortisol start to cross. Melatonin's going up, cortisol's going down, and just about the time at 10 o'clock, guess what happens to melatonin levels? They skyrocket, and you want to go night-night and go to sleep, and cortisol's tanked. Look, she's yawning. I did it to her. See? I faked the yawn, and she did it. Okay, makes sense? So that's what we want. We want melatonin to peak at nighttime, and then in the morning, cortisol, high melatonin. Get the idea on the cortisone? Okay, melatonin. All right. So first thing in the morning, light. When you wake up, sunshine wakes you up. Goes into the hypothalamus and ultimately causes an increase in a hormone called serotonin, which is the happy hormone. Everybody got it? Then, in the night time, we get in the darkness. What happens? Through the hypothalamus, melatonin is produced and makes you sleepy. Now, did you guys know that serotonin becomes melatonin? So if your serotonin's out of balance, which is the antidepressant or depressant medication, the depressant hormone that they try to balance with SSRIs, serotonin reuptake inhibitors, okay, that's going to keep serotonin around too long. It's going to interfere with your sleep. Okay? So the idea is if you have the perfect amount of serotonin, the brain and proper neural connection neurologically by getting adjusted, then what's going to happen is you'll have a perfect dosing of melatonin, and you don't need to take melatonin and give yourself weird dreams. Yeah? You got to get weird dreams from melatonin? I can see the people going like this to get weird dreams. Okay? Okay. Adenosine triphosphate. Okay? What is that? Anybody? Yes, you do. ATP. There it is right there. Adenosine triphosphate, which is the primary energy machine of the body. That's called the Krebs cycle. We've talked about this multiple times. If you're new, congratulations, that's the Krebs cycle. This is the energy machine. You take macronutrients, fats, carbs, and proteins, make them into micronutrients, use all these vitamins and minerals, and make energy. What does the body do with energy? Uses it, burns it. Follow? Okay. So, what happens? ATP, okay? I got all this energy, but I got to use it. So what happens? It becomes ATP. Then you break off one of them. What does it become? ADP, because there's two dyes. But when you crack it off, guess what you get? A shot of energy. Yay! Throughout the day, you want some energy? ATP becomes ADP. Then what happens? You need some more energy? What do? You break off the dye, and it becomes a mono. Follow? And you get another jolt of energy. Then what happens? The mono, break that one off. What do you got left? Adenosine, this guy. Okay, adenosine. So you went from adenosine triphosphate to diphosphate to monophosphate to just adenosine. And what does adenosine do? Makes you sleepy. Okay, you with me on all this craziness? So this guy plugs into the receptor site in the brain and makes you feel sleepy. All right? So what happens? Sleep pressure. Adenosine is a chemical that builds up in your brain throughout the day because you're using up your ATP, right? You're using your energy. And by the end, see, the body is so perfectly designed, isn't it? You use up all your energy, and all you have is left ADP, or the adenosine. It plugs into a receptor site and starts you on a sleep. So you start getting sleepy, right? The melatonin goes up, and you go into la 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 land. You go into the 3 cycles, and everything happens beautifully. All right? Caffeine. What does caffeine do? It plugs into the adenosine receptor site and does what? Blocks sleepiness and makes you stay awake. Okay? See what's happening? Okay? By hijacking and occupying the receptors, caffeine blocks sleepiness, and it's normally communicated by adenosine to the brain to make you sleepy. So how does it affect the brain? So adenosine plugs into the receptor site right there and makes you feel sleepy. Caffeine plugs into the same receptor site. It looks the same. And so what happens? It keeps you awake. And then you interrupt your sleep and your sleep pattern doesn't happen or goes through problems. There's different ways it happens. And worse than that, the more caffeine you get around, the less the body manufactures a hormone called noradrenaline. Lowers your natural adrenaline levels. So what happens when you drink too much caffeine? You're hyper, but what happens over the long haul? You stop making normal adrenaline and you don't drink caffeine. How do you feel? I'm so tired. I don't have any adrenaline. I need another shot of caffeine. And you get more and more and more and more addiction to caffeine. And then finally it just quits working. And you're just pooped out. And we'll talk about that in a second. You follow? So caffeine is not the best choice. Okay? I said that already. So caffeine, the most widely used and abused psychoactive stimulant in the world. Circulating caffeine peaks about 30 minutes. So you drink it right now, 30 minutes later, and it lasts about 5 to 7 hours. So what's the worst time to drink caffeine? Anybody? At nighttime, because it's going to plug into the adenosine receptor and keep you awake. I don't know why I can't sleep. I just drank a big shot of a Monster. I don't know why I can't sleep. But trust me, it gets worse. Okay? We talked about the stress hormone, cortisol, right? So cortisol has a bad rap, though. Cortisol is not a bad guy. Okay, it's there for a purpose. It's there for the fight or flight. It's for acute stress. The bear fight, right? So what happens? You get into this bear fight, stressful event. It's the long term that gets us. And what do we like in this culture? How stressed out are we? Always buzzing, always having work, and then you go home and you plug into the TV and watch the ball game and da 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 da, and you're just always buzzing and always stressed out. So it pushes your cortisol levels chronically high, which means your sugar is chronically high, which means that you're running around like Skittles on kids on Skittles. Because you're creating your own sugar from your own body. Even if you're not eating sugar, that's the struggle bug right there. Dr. I don't eat any kind of sugar or things that become sugar, and your sugar levels are ridiculously high on the blood chemistry. Why? Because your body's making it. Okay? So this is the normal cortisol cycle. We talked about it, now we're going to see it. So what happens first thing in the morning, cortisol's high, right? And it slowly goes down over time as melatonin goes up until we get to this point and we fall asleep. Everybody follow that? Now watch what happens, okay? This is adrenal fatigue. In the morning, your cortisol is tanked, it's low. Melatonin is high. How do you feel first thing in the morning? Spry and ready to go. I can't wait for the day. I'm so excited. You're like, oh my God. Snooze button, snooze button, snooze button. Where's that coffee? Give me some coffee. I need some caffeine. Get me out of this bed. This is horrible. Oh my God, I got to take a shower now. I don't have time for a shower. I smell like crap, but I don't care because I'm so tired. I'm just going to go to work stinky. I don't care no more. That's what happens to us, right? And then what happens? The cortisol starts going up throughout the day. And then just about the time it's time to go to bed, guess what happens? I'm wide awake and I can't fall asleep and I don't know why. I'm so tired. I'm exhausted, but I can't fall asleep. We call this wired and tired. Okay? All the crap of our life is making us wired and tired. All I want to do is sleep and I can't. And the only time I ever can sleep is what time of the day? First thing in the morning when you got to get up. And you get in that cycle of what? Got to get my coffee. Got to get my body juiced up. And you get addicted to coffee. Plugs into the adenosine receptors. You see what starts to happen? See what's happening to our brains? That's messing with our stuff. Okay? So what do we reach for? We reach for sleep drugs, Lunesta and the like. All right? So this is 200 reasons why you should not take sleeping pills. Okay? Dizziness, facial swelling, headaches, prolonged drowsiness, allergies, abnormal sleep patterns, withdrawal from symptoms, dysuria, micturia, nocturia, polyuria. That means peeing a bunch of different strategies. Okay, anxiety, unusual creepy dreams, stomach cramps, muscle cramps, nausea, vomiting, sweating, ventricular tachycardia. Anybody know what that's called in simple words? Not yet. Anxiety. Oh, I need some Xanax. No, you don't. You need some freaking sleep. Okay, what else? Migraine headaches, nervousness, facial itching. What else you got? Blurred vision, constipation. You poop too much, you poop too little. What do you need? You need a drug to make you poop, and one to plug you up, right? We got to make sure we get both. What else we get? We get anorexia, drug tolerance, confusion, tetanus, your muscles cramp. Doctor, I get these horrible cramps. I have no idea why. What's going on? It makes me crazy. Gee, maybe it's lack of sleep. Maybe you're addicted to drugs. Paresis, which means your muscles don't work. Stomach cramps, stomach doesn't work. Personality disorders, dry mouth, clumsiness, urea, hangover effect. I feel like crap when I wake up in the morning, like I drank a bunch of booze, but I didn't. What else we got? We got pallor, skin rash, glaucoma, low blood pressure, impotence, restless. Here it is, cerebral vascular disorders. There's your heart attack. There's your stroke. Okay, are you having fun yet? Okay, we keep going. Okay, it gets smaller and smaller. Dementia, dysphagia, rhinitis, neuritis, gastroenteritis. There's a million things. Okay, story gets better. Look, it's more. Look, this is crazy. Look. And this is, look at the last one. Urinary retention means you have to hold on to your bladder and can't pee. Then you pee like crazy. Suicide. And the last one, insomnia. What's it for? What's a sleep drug for? It's supposed to make you sleepy. You can't trick the freaking body. The body's smart. It knows what to do. And when you try to trick it, this is the consequence. So actually, I lied. It's 203. Okay? So it's crazy that sleep pills make you not sleep in the long term and ultimately causes you to kill yourself. Suicide. I don't know. I think sleep drugs sound kind of dangerous to me, don't they to you? Would it be better to maybe identify nice street sleep strategies instead? Make for a better holiday? When are the most suicides occur during what season? Holiday season, right now. And this is why. But nobody ever talks about it. Because we're too busy getting anti-anxiety drugs, antidepressant drugs, this drug, that drug, this drug, sleep drugs that causes all this garbage. And by the way, unconscious doesn't mean asleep. Okay? So if I took Mr. Taylor right here and went, pow, and knocked him, he's laying right there. Oh, he's sleeping so soundly like a little baby. Does that mean he's asleep? Neither do drugs, just because you're unconscious. Maybe your sleep drug of choice is alcohol. You're going to find out why that's a mistake now, too. Okay? So here we go. Now, you guys have seen Bob. If you've been to my seminar for this one, I always love Bob. Bob's my friend. Okay? There's Bob. Love him. Isn't he cool? Okay? Look at Bob. You know why Bob looks like this? Because he's freaking stoned out of his gourd. He just got back from a Christmas party. He drank a bunch of wine, had some chips and those little wieners with the hot dog inside, the little pigs in a blanket, and then he had some other little snacky poo, some deli meats, and hanging out flirting with the girls because he's drunk as crap. He shows up at home like this. His wife goes, brother, you're going to go sober up and we're going to stay up late and watch a movie. We're going to hang out together, babe. We're going to hang out. But he's staying up too late, isn't he? He's drunk as crap. Then he sobers up, but he got to have some snacks. He has some ice cream and some little snacks, maybe a beer or two, something we were watching the movie, right? That's what happens. So here he goes. Now Bob tries to go to sleep. He can't sleep. Well, he's unconscious, but then what happens? About 3 o'clock in the morning, guess what happens to Bob? Why does he wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning? Sugar levels just skyrocketed on him. Why? All the garbage. And what does alcohol become? Sugar. So alcohol sedates you, makes you unconscious. Pow. But 3 o'clock in the morning he goes, hi, I'm wide awake. What do you think's happened to that REM cycle, that sleep cycle? Completely destroyed. So guess what, Bob? Now remember, Bob's going to continue because it's the holiday season. That was his Christmas party at the office. What else we got?
Party at home.
We got the party at home, and we got our friends, right? We got to show up there. And of course, we got to celebrate. So we're going to drink some champagne, maybe some cocktail or two. Who knows, right? We're going to go by the snack table for the little pigs in the blankets and all the deli meats and all the other garbage we put in our bodies. And we wonder why we feel like crap in holiday season. Poor Bob. Wait, where's poor Bob? There he is. Oh, there's Bob. Oh, there's Bob. What happens? Here he is in the morning. Look what's in his hand. He's got to go to work. So where's his cortisol in the morning? In the tank. Where's his melatonin? Way high. So what's he got to do to wake up? Plug caffeine into the adenosine receptor site so he can wake up and cortisol skyrockets and the party starts again, baby. Woo! Bob's happy. Until when? In the evening hours, when he's skyrocketing, even when he should be sleeping, he's wide awake. What happens to poor Bob? Over time, this is Bob. Poor Bob. This is us. You guys know this, right? Don't lie to yourself. This is us, right? We're doing this stupid stuff around the holiday season. And you wonder why I feel like crap during the holidays, right? Celebrating and garbage. So here's the end game. What happened to poor Bob is called adrenal collapse. It's an extreme collapse. This is the scariest thing ever. Your cortisol's low, 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 low. It never goes up. And so if you don't get your elevated sugars, how are you going to feel throughout the day? Like that. Okay, it's called adrenal collapse. What if she did? She just drank a cup of coffee. Why is she asleep? Because the caffeine has stimulated the adrenal glands so hard and so long that the adrenal glands are going, I got nothing left here. There's no more adrenaline to crank on. And so when you drink, now when you do something, the adrenals run, it costs you energy, ATP. Costs you energy. Now, if you don't have anything to spit out, I think about like a wood chipper, right? You have to, it starts, now you're burning fuel, but you throw in the stuff to get the stuff out the other side. But what if you don't have any raw material to throw into the chipper? You're just burning gas. So you're exhausted. So you do caffeine and it makes you sleepy. Or I had one patient once, this was crazy. Okay, I drink 26 pots of coffee a day. I said, you mean cups? He said, no, pot. I said, you are crazy. Well, he makes his own. It's okay. He gets the one that has all the poison and toxins and chemicals in it. So it was okay. Okay, but you see what happens? But it doesn't affect me. Caffeine doesn't get to me. Why? Because he's on the verge of adrenal collapse. And how hard it is to recover from this? This takes about 2 to 3 years to recover from. This destroys your body. It's horrible, horrible. They call this chronic fatigue syndrome, fibromyalgia, right? Those are legitimate conditions. You don't just go to the doctor. They don't check for it. They just go, oh, you're tired all the time, fibromyalgia. Oh, chronic fatigue syndrome. Okay. Oh, Epstein-Barr virus caused it. No, Epstein-Barr took over the body because it was debilitated from all the garbage we did to ourselves. Is this making sense so far? Yeah? All right. Napping, good or bad? Good or bad? Talk to me.
Good.
I got a good. I got a good. I got anybody bad? Okay. It's both. Okay. Here's the issue. Napping can improve learning, alertness, memory, concentration, and emotional regulation, but it does not help with the lymphatic flush. So it can help you in a short jaunt, but it doesn't restore, rejuvenate the brain. So you still have beta amyloid buildup and everything else. What's that? I'm with you, babe. You're not telling me. That's what I just said. I'm on your team. Yep. Lymphatic flow. At least you got it. All right. So your rhythm is not my rhythm, is not the rhythm. Okay? So what do we always say? Well, you got to be an early. What does Benjamin Franklin say? Early to rise, make a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is my philosophy in life. Get up early and get a lot done and stay up late and keep going. Push, 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 push. No, I wouldn't be me. Okay? 30% of people are night owls. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no problem with getting up early, and some fall in the middle. It doesn't make any difference. Okay? The important thing is that you know your rhythms and you understand what's happening. So if you're a night owl, fabulous. Don't get a morning job. Right? Because you're going to get yourself into the Bob cycle. You follow? So get something that matches your flow. All right? So it's okay to have a different pattern. Just remember, poor sleep is like a low oil light in your car. It tells you something's malfunctioning. Now, if we took and cut the oil light, is that okay? No. We got to find out why you're having those problems and fix them. Okay? How do we fix them? With the 5 essentials of chiropractic. So let's talk about the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic is what? Help me out, team, all you people. Tell me, what's the sympathetic system inside your body? Fight or flight. That's the adrenaline side, right? Now, the other side is the parasympathetic, which is the what? Rest. It's the relaxing system, right? So why do we never hear about parasympathetic? We always hear about fight or flight. Anybody? Anybody have too much chill? I have too much chill in my life, man. It's terrible. I need a little more stimulation. Pretty rare. Most people are stressed out to here and beyond. And so we've got to find a way to calm down the sympathetics and stimulate the parasympathetics. And guess what happens? That's what we do on the adjusting table every day. And if you're experiencing an anxiety attack, a panic attack, or something in this realm we're talking about, there's a specific adjustment for it. But what's really neat about me, I have a lot of cool things in here and a lot of cool things I can do. But the one thing I cannot do is read your mind. Tell me stuff. It's okay to talk. How are you today? Oh, I'm great, thanks. Hop on. Man, that Dr. Ray, I can't sleep. He didn't do a dang thing for my sleep. Guess what? You didn't tell me. I wish they'd make a machine. I really do. Where I could, on one side you have a patient and they put the hand in the machine and I put my hand in the machine. I could feel exactly what they're feeling. Wouldn't that be cool? Then you'd find out the fakers, right? But there aren't any fakers, really. I don't think it's true. I think all the doctors, they call it embellishment or, you're faking it because they don't have the answer for us. You must be a liar because I don't have the answer because I'm a genius. Doctors aren't geniuses. Most of them are arrogant pricks, to be honest with you. Okay? Me included. So the bottom line is, what do you got to do? You got to tell me stuff. Put your hand in the machine and say, Dr. Ray, I have a question for you. I have an answer. I have a whatever. Wouldn't that be neat, though? I'd know exactly what to do. Oh, crap, I hate that. No, we're going to fix you. I'm never touching that machine on you ever again. All right, so we got to decrease the sympathetics and increase the parasympathetics. And what's really cool is that's what happens. So sympathetic, you're stuck in overdrive. You're irritable. You're moody. See, adrenaline is a great feeling when it's in the short term. It's when it's in the long term when it becomes irritable and become a problem. Okay? So we got to make sure. So 15 tips for healthy sleep. Number 1, temperature. Room should be warm or cold. Go.
Cold.
Cold. That's right. So, see, huh? All the women are going, man, I hate you. But it's true. Keep it cool, baby, but keep your feet warm. Okay? If you can't sleep, it's because your feet are cold. Put socks on when you sleep in a cool room. I'm not kidding. It works. Okay? Got it? What else? Relax with a bath or a shower. If you are stressed out and spizzed up and cranking up, you got home from work, you had a rough day at work, it's busy, it's crazy, you're teaching a seminar, you go home, you're buzzing like crazy, you sit down, have yourself some wine, then you eat a bunch of chips. I'm talking about me tonight. I'm just kidding. Okay, but what happens? You get on your phone, you're watching the ball game, you're doing this, you're doing that, and you're spizzed up, right? How do you stimulate sleep in that environment? And sometimes you have no choice over there, the family area. Those kids are, I saw you running around with that kid. Okay, and that's what happened. Mom's going, trying to sleep. Are you kidding me? They finally pass out, and you're like buzzed up and you can't sleep. And then the next 2 hours later, they want to get up again. Okay, so relax with the bath. So the bath or the shower stimulates melatonin production. Set the mood for sleep. What are you going to do? Dim the lights an hour before bedtime. And don't stimulate your brain by doing what?
Watching TV.
All that light. What stimulates serotonin and increases cortisol? Light. Oh, look, I don't know why I can't sleep. Start scrolling on your phone, or you turn on the TV and you get all that external light. So cool down the room, get it ready. Turn off your distractions, keep it quiet, slow down, read a book, and make it a routine, and you'll start to get into a nice rhythm of sleep. Darken the room, right? Remember, light stimulates cortisol and serotonin. So you get the room dark and you get better sleep. Okay? And limit your caffeine, right? 5 to 7 hours. Remember, that's how long that stuff sticks around. So don't be drinking caffeine after you do your math on your bedtime, because it's going to have a rough night's sleep if you're doing late night caffeine. Okay? Alcohol. Remember alcohol? Alcohol makes you unconscious. Remember? Boom. But it wakes you up at 3 a.m. because of the sugar content. Okay? So don't make alcohol part of your nighttime routine. Okay? It interrupts your REM sleep and the glymphatic flush. Okay? Workout in the morning. Workouts will wake you up. Okay? But in the morning, they help you sleep. All right? So try to get your workouts in the morning. Make sure that's happening. Okay? Put down the phone. We already talked about that because it stimulates that. And they now have the phones with the night mode on it, which limits the blue blocker, which is the blue light, or the bright light that wakes you up. The blue blocker helps you sleep better. So make sure you're using the night mode in your phone if you do your phone at night. Okay? I need to teach my wife essential number 8 here. Okay? Because she tends to get on the phone at night, drives me crazy. And sunshine. Okay? Sunshine in the morning, right? Because sunshine wakes you up. There's something called the cortisol activation response. If you're in depletion, what you can do first thing in the morning. Okay, what you do first thing in the morning? Open your shades right away and get some natural sunlight. The problem is when I do this in the morning, guess what's out there? Darkness. Okay, and this time of year especially because of the winter solstice, right? So what do? Go buy a light bulb that's full spectrum at Home Depot. Okay, full spectrum light bulb. Flip it on and look at it for about 10 seconds. And guess what's going to happen? Your cortisol will skyrocket. Run in place for 30 seconds and you'll feel more awake than if you did a shot of caffeine. And by the way, if you do caffeine in the morning, you should do it an hour after you wake up. Because your cortisol is already too high. If you do it right away, it won't have the desired effect, which is to wake you up. That's what you're after, right? In the morning for caffeine. Okay? So, again, full spectrum light bulbs for a similar effect. Okay? Skip the late night snacks. Why? Sugar, right? Sugar's waking you up. Refined carbohydrates, sugary sweets, juices, and high glycemic fruit. Steer clear because it's going to wake you up. Okay? Max leaving advanced plan. Now, when are you on advanced plan versus core plan? It seems like everybody's always on advanced plan, right? When do you transition? Okay? When you're not on a protocol. Okay? And what are protocols? Where do they come from? You come to a seminar, you get some supplements, you're on a protocol, advanced eating. Okay? Or you run a blood chemistry, you're on a protocol because there's supplements tied to that. Okay, what about the questionnaire you fill out? Same answer, you're on a protocol. But once you get through all the testing, ultimately you can transition back into core eating when you add back in your healthy organic fruits and grains. Okay? The natural ancient grains are great for you. Okay, they're great source, but we got to bring down our body inflammation. You know what I love right now? Henry's falling asleep. I love it because he's at the sleep seminar. Morning, Henry. Welcome back. All right. So your sleep stack. These are the supplements I'm recommending tonight. Okay, it's only 3 of them. Magnesium, responsible for almost every metabolic process inside your body. So magnesium is critical. And everybody I test on magnesium is low. Everybody. I almost never get a high level, normal level of magnesium. So magnesium's in your lifetime essentials, but that's what you want to bump up to help sleep. Okay, sleep and mood formula. Okay, this has some cool stuff we'll talk about in a second. And the adrenal manager to reboot your adrenals that's been tanked because you've been pushing your sympathetics and your adrenaline system too hard. Follow so far? Robin, how we doing? You doing all right? Okay, good. So let's talk about sleep and mood formula. What's in this stuff right here? Okay, inositol. What's it do? It helps you relax and sit. That's how I remember it. Okay, it chills you out. Inositol chills you out. What else does it do? 5-HTP, what's the T stand for? Tryptophan. What's the food? There we go, Artie. Yeah, by the way, turkey, right? Here's a question. How come they don't sell tryptophan and they have to sell 5-HTP? Anybody know the answer to that? You guys ready for craziness? Crazy town? Here it comes, okay? How many people die from prescription medication? A lot, every day. It's like if you add medical mistakes and errors with drug interactions and deaths, they're the number 1 killer in the country. Okay? So they kill more people than anybody. One knucklehead decided to drink and eat an entire bottle of tryptophan to kill himself, and it worked. So they took it off the market. One person. And yet people are dying from drugs every day. I don't understand what the dichotomy is, except maybe it's money. I don't know. Maybe I'm just all wet. Okay? But that's why it's 5-HTP. It has to be 1 molecule away from tryptophan for you to get it. Okay? It also goes L-theanine. There's 9 things that theanine does to help you sleep. Okay? So remember, 9 is the theanine. B6, okay. Tryptophan becomes serotonin, which becomes melatonin, correct? But what happens when you're missing vitamin B6, it ends up going the wrong direction towards inflammatory reactions, so B6 will block that. Okay? And tyrosine is actually the main constituent in your adrenal glands. So it's help to reboot your adrenals as well. Okay? Consistent timing of sleep. All right? And this is I'm the most guilty person on the planet of this. Okay? So I full disclosure, I don't do that. I'm supposed to, what I say sometimes. Okay? Do you get the Monday morning blues? Why? Because you stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning on Saturday and then wake up at noon on Sunday and watch the ball game, and then the next thing you know, you want to go to bed at 3 a.m., wake up and you're exhausted, have to drink the coffee and get yourself reset, right? See the problem? So consistency in bedtime. I'm trying really hard during this season to not be a bad boy. Okay? And do that. Hit the bed at the same time, get up at the same time. The more consistent you are, the happier your body will be. Okay, be very regimented in your sleep. It will help a bunch. Okay? And think about this for a second. Ask yourself this question. Okay? Show of hands, who would think their life and their day would be better if you did a 5 to 10 minute workout in the morning? Made some amazing and drank a shake and smoothie in the morning. Read something inspiring like your Bible and cast a positive vision for your day. How do you think your day would be different if you did this? Instead of hit the snooze button 100 times, drink a cup of coffee, drag yourself through the kitchen, skip your shower because you slept in too late, and blah, blah, blah. Right? This is such a better experience for life. But why do we do the other? Why do we do that? I don't know. I guess we're just junkies for stimulation, right? That's the challenge. So think about that for a second and try to work that way. Okay? Say to yourselves, my commitments are stronger than my feelings in the moment. I do this a lot in the morning when I don't want to get up. My commitment to my patients, to my health, to my life, to my vision, to my goals is bigger than my desire to lay in this bed. Right? You got to start casting the vision for your life future, whatever that is for you. But don't get sucked into the world, because it'll eat you alive. Okay? Back up. Make your bed. Again, full disclosure, I don't make my bed. You want to know why? Because my wife makes my bed, because she's always in bed when I leave, so I can't make my bed. But on the other hand, truth be told, if I had to make my bed, I probably wouldn't. Okay? Sorry, I just don't. And I don't know if that's what they say, but I like getting in that fresh bed, all freshly made, in the night, tear it down and get it all ready. It's kind of cool. But I would not make my bed, probably. Just FYI. Maybe so. Raise a show of hands. Who makes their bed in the morning? Like a third of you. Okay?
Makes
So
my
yeah.
day go better.
Yeah.
Makes my day go better if my bed's made, everything's in order.
That's what they're saying right here. Okay? But I don't. See, listen, you got a lot of answers. I love it. Okay? And get adjusted regularly. Why? Why does adjustment impact your sleep? Okay? It balances your nervous system. It connects the brain to the sleep centers. Okay? On this side, you've got the sympathetic, the adrenaline system when you walk in my office. Then over here, we got healing, balanced hormones, immunity, sleep, and relaxation. When you get the right kind of adjustment, the proper adjustment, the corrective adjustment, it increases the parasympathetics and you chill and sleep better. And here's an important question. Why do we preach lifetime care? Why should you be here forever? You want to live forever? I don't live forever. I want to be healthy forever. There's no doubt there, right? Because it's all about one thing. And you tell me, okay, we all know what this is, right? We know what a subluxation is, right? That's a misalignment of the spine that damages the nerves. So we correct that to the perfect 45s, and straight from the front, the nervous system flows and the body's healthy, right? But what causes subluxation? 3 things. Ready? Here it goes. Stress, stress, and stress. Raise your hand if you don't have stress in your life. Congratulations, the whole room. It doesn't go away, right? And think about it, okay? Maybe you're a physical stress person. Your job, like you, Roy, you bust your hiney all day, lifting, bending, twisting, turning, right? So you're jacking up and creating misalignments. Then you got the other people that are sitting at desks all day doing what? Hunched over computers going like this. And that's physical stress on the body, right? Then there's the chemical stress. Oh, Dr. I eat nothing but organic food and drink organic water and organic everything. Okay, sure you do. You breathe organic air, right? Sorry, you can't get rid of it no matter how hard you try. I'm not saying don't do those things. I'm saying do those things, but you got to breathe. I'm sorry, anybody seen the brown cloud lately? It's a little thick. You're breathing that in every day, okay? And then emotional stress, right? Because that's another type. When we say stress, that's what is the epitome of stress. That's why you need lifetime adjustments, because you're always recreating the subluxations we correct. So our job is to reduce subluxation to its minimal form and keep it that way forever. And what age should we start adjusting the kids?
Birth.
Why birth?
They get pulled apart when they come out.
Huh. Anybody watch? I dare you, I double dog dare all of you to go online, pick up a YouTube and do a vacuum extraction and watch it. It'll make you vomit. They stick a vacuum cleaner on the head of a baby and they jerk them out of the birth canal, pick them up by their head and lay them on the gurney and release the vacuum. And then they do C-section. They cut mommy open, reach inside. What do? They cradle them and pull them out through C-section, or they just grab them by the head, pick them up and lay them down. Yeah. If I walked up to your child, picked up your baby right now and said, "Let me see your baby," and went like this, "Hey, look at that cute little baby," you guys would punch me in the face for that. And yet they do it in a birthing room every day. So womb to when? Tomb. That's how long you should be adjusted. Keep your body healthy forever for you, your loved ones, and your family. Okay? Breathe. Okay, we're going to try some breathing exercises. You ready? Here we go. Everybody watch my shoulders and do what I do. You ready? Okay? I want you to tell me how you feel. Ready? Breathe in. You feel relaxed or you feel stressed? That's stress breathing. Okay? Now watch. This is belly breathing. When you breathe in, the belly goes out. Watch this side. Do it with me. Ready? Belly breathe. Belly goes out. If you can't do it, it's hard because we're so stress-free. We're so stressed, right? But it's not about that. It's about pushing the belly out as you breathe. Okay? So the belly goes out. Because when you think about breathing, the belly, the diaphragm goes down in belly breathing, and that inflates the lungs. It's much deeper, and it stimulates the parasympathetics. So if you're having a stressful situation, you're freaking out, stop for a moment and belly breathe. And guess what will happen? I feel better. Or you can pop a Xanax. Which one's going to be more dangerous, right? So you can do a sympathetic override by just breathing. Practice belly breathing. It's so simple to do. That would, of course, we don't want to teach that because then we put the drug companies out of business, right? Okay, choose the right sleep position. The soldier, the starfish, the log, the yearner, the fetus, or the free faller. Guess what? None of those are correct. Ready? Let's talk about sleep. Okay, I need pillows, pillows, pillows. Bring me pillows. I need pillows. Okay, here she comes. Okay, bring me pillows. I love it. All right, so that is an x-ray of you guys, okay? Which leg is the short leg? Anybody? 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 Short leg is here, long leg is here, okay? When you are sleeping, which leg should you draw up? The long leg or the short leg? No, that doesn't answer the question. Left leg or right? The long leg or the short leg? Okay, raise your hand if you think it's long leg. Raise your hand if you think it's a short leg. Okay, raise your hand if you don't know. I like that answer better. Okay, you ready? It's the long leg side. Now think about this for a second. Think about everything we're doing. When we're on the table adjusting you ever hear that sound, that's the air? That's what we're doing. We're leveling out the pelvis to take this twist out of your spine. Okay, we're taking that torque out to level up the legs. Okay, hold the phone. Ready? Yeah, if you're perfect, welcome to only one person in the entire room. Okay, if you're perfect, you don't. Well,
I come, and
we'll talk about you in a second. Jiminy Christmas, stop reading ahead in my program. All right, so now think about this. When you're laying on your blocks, right? The wedges, one's high, one's low. What's it doing? The same thing I'm doing on the adjustments. I'm making one leg longer and one leg shorter. And the blocks so I adjust it. And why do we put the weight in front sometimes and back, front and on the side? For the same purpose. You see what we're doing? We're taking that twist out of your pelvis. So what should you do? You find out, how do you know if you have, what is your long leg side? I don't know, Dr. Ray. It's the wedge position, or you could pull up on the computer and I can tell you exactly which leg it is. Okay? But you should draw up the short leg. This is me, by the way. That's my pattern. Okay? This is my long leg. Right here for me. But guess what? Maybe this is your long leg for you. Everybody's different. Okay? But that's based upon whether you're trying to be cool this way or trying to be cool this way or this way. Okay? That's what I think anyway. Make sense? So here's the idea. There's the twist, the scoliosis twist, and we have to draw up. So draw up the long leg side, which is the side of your low blocking. So your wedge is here and here. The low block is your long leg side because you're driving it up. You're driving that leg up. So it's just like bending the leg up. You're doing this. You have your wedge here, driving it forward. You draw the leg up, you get the same benefit. Why not keep correcting your spine while you sleep? Who wants 8 hours of spinal correction? I do. Okay, cool, yeah? Okay, what else? So that's the long leg side right there. Okay? So what else you can do? Place the spacer between your legs. So if you're a side sleeper, this is going to go between your legs. Now, if you are a girl, you have a gynecoid pelvis, because you are a girl. Gynecoid means girl. Okay? You're going to put it more closer to the knees. If you're a boy, you have more of an android pelvis. It's going to go closer up towards the Okay? Make sense? We got to keep it there. So what do I look like when I'm sleeping? Like this. Spacer. Why are we putting the spacer in here? Because your sacrum, your tailbone is a wedge shape. So when you lay on your side, it jams that. That keeps the pelvis separated. It keeps the SI joints from jamming.
Are you giving these instructions for any position?
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't matter what.
So which leg you draw up? Say it out loud. Ready, set, go.
Right.
Long leg side. Don't listen to her. The long leg side. So whatever is your long leg is the one you're going to draw up. You'll put the spacer like this and draw up your right leg if you're laying on your side. What if you're laying on your back? You'll take this and you'll put it right here and draw up your right leg if you're laying on your back. That's for a combo sleeper. What if you're an exclusive back sleeper? Then you're going to use a teepee. This guy right here. So I'm on back all the time. You're going to pop it under like this underneath the long leg side. Follow? And what are you going to do now? Oh, looky there. You're drawing this forward. You have the wedge under your butt, the wedge up here, and now you're taking that twist out. You're helping to hold the structure, right? Make sense? Okay. Okay, female closer to the knees, men closer to the okay? And when you lay on your back, put the spacer under your long leg side. Now this is for a back sleeper and a combo sleeper. Got it? Okay, next on that. Okay, neck pillow for the back sleeper. See, no curve. There's the 45. Lay on your back. It molds your neck. So we adjust the spine, moves the bone into position. We use the vibration work to strengthen it. You're doing various exercises for me to strengthen the muscles, and then you'll mold the neck with your sleep. So that would be this sucker right here. Okay. Now, the back sleeper, there's the 45-degree curve right there. This can replace your roll. Now, if you're early in the game, keep using your roll, okay? Because you have to mold it with the softer one, then the firmer one, then you can finish with this one. So if you're a back sleeper, it looks like that. Now, I'm on my side. I don't like laying on my back, doctor. I want to sleep on my side. Okay, sleep on your side. It's got a cushy spot right here for your ear, support for your neck. And again, the pillow, this one's too small for me. Can everybody see why? See my shoulder, so I'm going to have to put my arm here or get the pillow that's the right size. You have to make sure you get the right size pillow too. Okay, and the team will help you with that. Okay, now if you're an exclusive back sleeper, that's this guy right here. It's got two squishies on both sides. One's long and one's short based upon the length of your neck. Okay, you follow me so far? Yes, we good? All right, so that's for the back sleeper, and here's the side sleeper one. Okay, so you can use that for the neck roll. Okay, now there's the problem, and there's corrected laying on your side. Now, which side do you lay on? Where the head's deviated or the other? Who votes for on the side of the head deviation? It's either. Exactly. The answer is either one. It doesn't matter. So if you lay on this side of the pillow, the head will deviate that way and mold in the proper direction. If you lay on this side, it'll push your head in the direction it needs to go. Right? So push or stretch. It doesn't matter. It corrects it. Right? Nice? Yes? Anybody? Questions? All right. So there's your bolster. That is the little teepee bolster. This is for the exclusive back sleeper. Okay? That's the spacer for either an exclusive side sleeper or a back combo sleeper, where you slide it under your leg or between the legs. Okay, remember, drop which leg again? Long leg side. Got it? Okay, so there's the one. There's your 45-degree curve for back sleeping, and there's the cushion for each side for the side sleeping, and there's your exclusive back sleeper. Okay, and remember, it's based upon your neck length. If you got this one versus this one. Okay, you ready for your action steps? Action plan. We ready? Make sure you get your sleep stack. The magnesium, the sleep and mood, and the adrenal manager. And if money is tight, sleep and mood. Okay, if all I can afford is one supplement, get that one. Got it? Okay, 30 days to amazing sleep. Unplug 30 minutes before bedtime. No phones and no phones in the bedroom. Block out your sleep sanctuary. Wake up the same time every morning. Lower your bedroom temperature. Make your bed every morning. Maybe. Okay, limit or eliminate caffeine. No sugar, alcohol within 2 hours of bedtime. Exercise 10 minutes, minimum 10 minutes daily. Do your sleep stack and get adjusted to balance and stimulate the parasympathetic resting system to keep you sleeping, to mitigate the stress. Okay, everybody got a phone, telephone? Yes? Guess what's on there? An amazing technology called a camera. Open up your camera, and this picture will bring it back up. Take a picture before you go. Okay, you don't have to do it right now. Do it as you leave. Then we'll finish the program. Okay, upcoming events. We have our dinner with the doc. The topic is building a body that prevents disease. How many people want to have Alzheimer's, dementia, and any other neurodegenerative disease or any other problem in the body whatsoever? You want that? You want that? Anybody want that? Raise your hand. Okay. Come to the dinner program and learn how we're going to make that happen for you. Fair enough? So save the date. And remember, we love bringing guests. That's a nice way to invest in people's health. Bring them to the dinner. Dinner's on me always. Okay? Make sense? That's it. So go back to this slide right here. Oops. Yeah, that one right there. Okay. So we got a drawing for something. What are we giving? Oh, yes, we have a pregunta. Okay, sleep apnea, very simple. Okay, it has to do with the neural connection to a nerve called the hypoglossal nerve. What's glossus mean? Anybody? What's Latin for glossus? Tongue. Okay, the hypoglossal nerve. When you lay on your back, if the nerve is blocked from subluxation, the tongue falls back and blocks and seals off the posterior column. So what happens is they use the sleep apnea machine, which pushes your tongue forward so you can breathe. So one of the best things, number one, is get adjusted. Number 2, do the supplements. And number 3, make sure you're using the 45-degree curve because that tends to pull the tongue forward and opens it up. Okay? That's simple. I did that at the last. You want to watch the sleep seminar from last week? So Sleep Like a Baby. I addressed that at the last seminar. Okay? Yes, ma'am. What's the better one? Preferred is back always. Okay? My wife, fabulous. Sleeps on her back, does a great job. Me, I'm back and I'm on my back, I'm on my side, left side, right side, I'm all over the place. Okay? So it's based upon personal preference, but never ever on your tummy. Because your tummy, basically when you sleep on your stomach, you're choking off the flow of cerebral spinal fluid. You're literally killing yourself. Mike. Coffee in the morning. I don't care 1 cup of coffee, organic, of course. Okay, and if you're doing your fasting period, it's nice because it stimulates the cortisol levels, keeps it up, so it makes you not hungry. But the most important thing is you don't do it right away. About an hour after you wake up is when you should do your coffee, because otherwise you're going to negate the effects of the cortisol. It's up already.
You can have coffee during fasting?
Of course, as long as you don't put cream in it, because the cream is what creates that breaks the fast. So it's just black coffee, green tea, herbal tea. Any of those things are okay for fasting.
I've heard that if you sleep on your left side, it's harder on your heart. If you sleep on your right side, it's better.
Absolutely correct. Okay. So what she said is left and right side. If you sleep on your left side, it's better for your heart. Right side's better for your digestion. Yeah. Did I say it backwards? Okay. Get it? Okay. And so if you have trouble with reflux and things like that, you're better off on your right side compared to your left side.